All right, we're going to talk about special needs trust. For those individuals that may be receiving governmental benefits like supplemental security income or Medicaid, it may be beneficial to utilize a special needs trust in order to protect any of the money that they may be receiving while still making sure that they continue to receive their governmental benefits. The three basic types of special needs trust: third-party special needs trust, self-settled special needs trust, which is also known as a D4A trust, and then a pooled trust, which is also known as a D4C trust. So we'll start with the first one, which is a third-party special needs trust. Third-party special needs trust is set up by someone other than the beneficiary that is receiving governmental benefits, and with that individual's money. So that individual that's setting up the trust is known as the grantor. Now this can be an inter vivos special needs trust, where the trust is set up while the person is still alive and potentially funded with money while the individual is still alive, the person that's setting up the trust. Or it can be a testamentary special needs trust, whereby the trust is funded with assets through the estate of the individual that set up the trust. In either case, it's going to benefit that beneficiary that is receiving the governmental benefits. So with a third-party special needs trust, for example, we may have a parent that's setting up a third-party special needs trust for a child that is receiving governmental benefits. The money from that parent is placed into the special needs trust, and that child can continue to receive those governmental benefits such as SSI and Medicaid. Now, the third-party special needs trust, as with all of the special needs trust, has to be for the sole benefit of that beneficiary. Now, after the beneficiary passes away, with regard to the third-party special needs trust, the grantor can, within the document, name alternate beneficiaries. So if the disabled beneficiary passes away, the money will then flow to the other beneficiaries that the original grantor named in the trust. The second type of special needs trust is a D4A trust, also known as a self-settled special needs trust. This type of trust is funded with the money of the disabled individual. So perhaps they received an inheritance that needs to go into a D4A trust. Now, if we go back to the original third-party special needs trust, that's the most beneficial way to set it up with regard to an inheritance, is if an inheritance flows into a third-party special needs trust. It's more beneficial because the third-party special needs trust does not have a payback provision to the state. But if that type of trust was not set up and the disabled individual is receiving an inheritance, they may need to set up a D4A trust themselves with the money that they're receiving through the inheritance. Or it could be money they received through a tort settlement or something along those lines. So again, the money that is funding the trust is the disabled individual's money, so that's called a self-settled trust. The money that is funding the D4A trust, the funding has to occur prior to the age of 65. So after age 65, the disabled person can no longer fund the D4A trust. But again, it has to be for the sole benefit of that disabled individual. Also, in a D4A trust, the state has to have, or the trust has to have a payback provision to the state. So if the individual is receiving Medicaid or other governmental benefits where a payback is required, there has to be payback language within the self-settled special needs trust so that the state will recover any money up to the amount that they paid out on behalf of that individual. And then if there's anything remaining, then it can flow to other alternate individuals. And the third type of special needs trust is a D4C trust, which is a pooled trust. It's similar to a D4A. However, all of the trustee is a nonprofit organization. All the monies that they control are pooled together for investment purposes. Now, each beneficiary will have their own trust, but for investment purposes, all of those assets that are controlled by that nonprofit will be invested in order to make sure it's a little bit more efficient. And again, with this type of trust, it has to be for the sole benefit of the beneficiary, and either the state will receive monies back in the amount that they paid out on behalf of the beneficiary, or potentially that nonprofit will keep any money that may be remaining in the trust after the disabled person passes away. If you have any questions at all on special needs trust, please feel free to reach out to us. We're more than happy to answer any questions that you have. Reach out to our office and an attorney will be happy to speak to you.